There we go. What's good? I'm back. At least for the time being anyways. It's good to be back. Cycle Metal, and welcome to the stream. Oh boy. Some changes have been going on with me, and I'll get to that later on. Just talk about what's been going on with me, why I disappeared yet again, and all that. But yeah, let's get back to the game. Been too long. I'm hoping that I remember how to play this. Should. Apparently I haven't done this yet. No, wait, I think I did it right. Hold on. Techniques. No, I have not. Okay. Do I have... Okay, yeah, so I haven't done this yet. And if I remember correctly, it's because I didn't have any silver to get the other item I need. Yeah, but now I do. Alright, let's go get it. But yeah, I'm back. And a lot of different life changes, I should say, IRL events going on with me. Right, so now that I've got some silver, you only need one silver coin to get this. Whoa, what just happened? I accidentally opened Steam. There we go. I forgot about that. Yeah, I gotta make sure the mouse doesn't just veer off across the first monitor. Otherwise, that's gonna happen. Alright. Free of the old master remains as you left it. Oh, right. So I've already gotten that then. I already gave the silver coin, got the lion trinket, I believe. Let's see. Items. Yep, lion head token. Which means I can complete this puzzle. Very simple puzzle. And basically, you can farm silver coins if you don't get the lion trinket, but obviously that's you only get one silver coin every time you solve this puzzle without it, so it's not really worth doing that, in my opinion. The altar and statue serve to show students a real example of lessons otherwise presented abstractly in class. It has not seen use in some time. The altar is less ornate than the statue, and was replaced many times after frustrated or deliberate outbursts from students. But that, too, is part of the exercise. There is mention of greater reward for the more investigative path, but that was probably an additional element of the test performed by the master who placed it. You cannot recall Master Lee ever referring to the statue. Different masters prefer different methods of teaching. So, yeah, if you don't get the lion trinket, you'll only get the colors red, blue, and yellow, which won't allow you to solve the puzzle to get the extra technique you can get from this puzzle. There's an indentation in the statue's mouth reminding you of another shape you saw recently. Yep, place a token from the old master's grave in the lion's mouth. Something changes inside the statue. The sphere glows green. So now with the red, blue, and yellow figurines, you just gotta combine them together to get the same colors as the lion shows in its paw. So blue, yellow, make green. Red changes color to orange. So you take the blue off and put the red one. Now the violet color, and that's the last one. So you take the yellow off, and then put the blue figurine there. There we go. Very simple puzzle, and doesn't take very long to get either. The statue erupts in a loud burst of energy. Clearly you have done something momentous. You feel different.
Even that which is humble can be the key to greater things.
You are finished with the statue, so you leave the figurines in the altar. So the gaze of the lion is pretty much what you get from this. And you get a bunch of XP too. Just really good early game bonus to get. Just really no reason not to get it. Alright, so I said I was going to be doing a transformation build, which means I gotta spend points in the spirit next. Done. 5 style points. I don't think I have to spend the style points right now. Ideally, I would invest all my points into a martial style first, because martial styles are the most practical styles of all types, just because it affects most enemies except golems, but that comes very late into the game, so it's not going to matter. Let me check though. Yeah, I can't even increase damage. I would not recommend increasing speed until after you increase the other two stats with any damaging style, weapon styles, magic styles, transformation styles, and of course martial styles. You can increase chi damage though. There we go. And I could invest the last point to those two. It's fine. And then quick save. There we have it. Okay. So if I remember correctly, I just finished going through the ruins, came back from the cave, and Master Lee's telling me to go deal with Gal the Lesser, because Dawnstar has been allegedly kidnapped. I just realized that the overlay is not working properly. It's fine. I'll just deal with that later. It's not a big deal. And did I get all the techniques from Smiling Mountain?
I heard about Dawnstar. Perhaps I can help in some small way. Fendo received some essence gems and passed a few along to me. They may be of use to you. Let's see what you can learn.
No, I did get all the techniques I needed from him. Okay. So body and spirit techniques, or anything really that helps with chi and health, is what I'm going to be aiming for. Focus is not a priority at all with this build, or playthrough for that matter. Don't get me wrong, having extra focus is always a good thing, but it's not the priority. Right, so about the IRL events I was talking about. For the most part, I just recently moved to another apartment, and therefore I'm able to essentially stream without having to worry about outside noise in the neighborhood. I already read all this. Yeah.
Ghosts didn't take Dawnstar, did they? She talks about stuff like that a lot.
You're about to find out. Yeah, because I was really excited after I got the spring arm, or not spring arm, mic arm, delivered to my other property, and I wanted to test it out immediately. But the noise around the neighborhood just prevented me from doing so without basically just having all that noise and the stream being recorded and all that. It just would not have sounded good and would not have been enjoyable at all to listen to.
I'd go look for Dawnstar, but there might be ghosts out there.
Who are you gonna call, man?
I couldn't believe it. He killed him with a single blow and laughed as this poor boy gasped his last.
You! Gao the Lesser did this. He was dragging some sort of sack and this boy challenged him.
Why did he kill student CPAT?
This brave young man stopped Gao and demanded to know what he was carrying.
Gao just laughed at him and tried to walk on by, but the student challenged him. Gao just shrugged, turned, and killed this poor boy in one blow.
What was in the sack?
I couldn't say. It was awfully large and looked heavy, but I was watching from a ways away. We didn't want to get close to that murderer.
We hid out of sight as Gao went toward the gate out of town.
Could have been a person.
Possibly, but we were too far away to say for sure. If you really want to know, go catch that fiend. He was headed for the gate out of town.
If he went toward the gate, maybe I can still catch him.
Gao was in a rush, but you might be able to catch him still.
Be on your guard if you truly mean to pursue him. Gao's mad with rage as this poor lad learned too late.
And if you don't remember CPAT, he was basically the guy that was standing outside this gate before the bandits attacked in the last stream, and was guarding his door, or gate to the town anyways, on that side. Feels bad, man. But yeah, now I'm able to use the mic boom arm and finally be able to move the mic in a way where it can be in front of my mouth, but not be in the way of my hands or, you know, be an obstruction.
I understand Dawnstar likes to be alone, but she wouldn't wander off without telling someone.
There you are. I've been hoping you would wander by. I hear your friend has gone missing. So sad. Very sad indeed. More importantly, my stock has arrived. Braving roads dangerous with ghosts and bandits. A caravan runner just dropped off a load of supplies. What can I do for you?
Alright, let's see what he's got.
I just received some new items, a rare delivery that made it through. Some gems that you may be interested in. Have a look for yourself.
Flat monk gem. The thing is that these aren't worth buying just because you get the how should I say this, the low tiered versions of these gems very commonly throughout the playthrough. So it's not worth buying these at all. The persuasion gems, I'll call them. Charm, intimidation, intuition. I personally don't bother buying them just because you can get through most of the game without having to rely on these just by investing your points correctly. Not correctly, but optimally. You can pretty much get through a lot of speech checks in the game through most of the playthrough up until I believe you get to the Imperial Palace, sorry, Imperial City. That's when persuasion gems become a lot more valuable because you can't rely on the persuasion stats, your charm, intimidation, intuition stats from your body, spirit, and focus points. from your build anyways anymore, because it's just not going to add up enough to pass through the speech checks. I guess I should clarify what I'm talking about. So there are 3 different ways to persuade NPCs to get what you want in this game in Jade Empire. There's charm, there's intimidation, and there's intuition. To be honest, they all pretty much function identically. The only difference is between the 3 different ones is the type of role-playing interactions you would have with NPCs. So charm, of course, self-explanatory. People like you, and you can have a suave, charismatic method of getting what you want by talking people into liking you enough to let you do what you want or get something from them. Intimidation, on the other hand, is the opposite. You pretty much scare people with your strength, and but that's really it, your strength, or threatening them bluntly to get what you want. And then there's intuition. Basically, with intuition, the player character will try to use reason and logic to persuade the NPCs into getting what they want. But again, though, they all function identically, and the only real difference between the 3 is the types of stats the player invests in order to get higher amounts of between the 3 of these. So for charm, it relies on body and spirit. So if you invest points into health and chi, you'll get more charm points and be able to charm much more successfully. Intimidation relies on body and intelligence, I believe. Yeah, body and sorry, not body intelligence. Body and focus. Body and focus. Is that what this stat is called? I can't remember. Basically, focus points and health points contribute to the intimidation score. Intuition is spirit / chi, and focus. Again, I can't remember what the actual name of it's called. I'll have to check again. But again, they function identically. Only through role-playing purposes would you choose between the 3. And of course, it ties into your build as well. Of course, though, if you buy enough of these gems and activate them through the Spirit Monk's amulet, you can pretty much almost counteract one method of persuasion with another, just because you invested so much points through the gems alone. But of course, you can also just stack with whatever you're building towards. I think if I remember correctly, in the beginning of this playthrough, I said I was going to wait until the end of the first chapter to start using intimidation and following the way of the closed fist. So there's that. But the thing is, though, is that with my current build, having points spent in spirit and body means that I'm going to have a higher chance of charming people. So it'll be pretty much like role-playing as a sociopathic character. Anyways, let's move on.
Do you have a moment? Oh, senior student, I wanted to thank you for your help earlier. I wasn't sure anyone would come down to our little circle of houses when the bandits attacked. It's out of the way, so I'd almost given up hope.
Just glad to help.
And I was glad to see you, though, there's the small matter of my chest. Which is to say, its contents were not there. The bandits had taken almost everything I had, but I know it was still there when you arrived. It was rather full of silver. A life savings, you know. Would you happen to know what happened?
You got robbed, man. No, I'm kidding. That silver was yours? I'm so sorry. Here, have it back. He says as he gives half of it back. I believe though he just gives you health anyways if you're just honest about it.
Such generosity. I was thinking that while the silver is mine, you deserve a reward for all your good work. What say you to half of the silver that was in that chest?
Now this is pretty much a matter of whether or not you want to compromise on getting some way of the open palm points and getting some of the silver he had in the chest, or if you want to get no silver and get even more way of the open palm points. And the reason why you would want to choose the latter is if you want to go ahead and rush towards getting particular styles. Like for example, later on you'll only get access to the magic style for, I believe it's called Stone Fist, if you follow the way of the open palm far enough. Otherwise you'd have to come back to Tian's Landing later in the game once you rack up more points just to get that style. But because I'm not going to be following the way of the open palm in the first place, I'll just go ahead and take health. Or you could just, you know, be a scumbag and just take it all anyways. But nah, we're not doing that.
The whole village is talking about you, and it's richly deserved. Good day to you.
The morality system, much like in the original Fable games, is not very in-depth. It's either you do something that people like, or you don't, or do the opposite. You do something that people hate. You don't get a whole lot of situations where it's a gray area, or you're having to decide between different factions, like say in Fallout New Vegas. It really is a matter of the decisions you make affect your build, and that's really the only incentive you have towards following one path over the other. Let me go ahead and quick save before I fight these guys, because these guys can be a bit tough.
It's a bit of a shame what happened to the guard here. The fool got in the way of Gao the Lesser. The young master thought you might come after him, so he left us here to slow you down. You were lucky against those bandits, but we're not so easy to push around.
I'm gonna try doing intimidation, but... Okay, so, well, there are... I want to say a good handful of opportunities to talk your way out of fighting NPCs. So it's not that passing a speech check in this game is completely pointless or only gets you silver. You do get some benefits besides those, depending on the situation of the conversation. But because I want to fight these guys anyways for the XP, I'm just gonna go ahead and get them to fight me. You need a lot more men to even break my stride.
Lucky day for us then, isn't it? Gao the Greater makes sure his son is well protected. Very well protected. We'll do more than slow you down.
And unlike my last playthrough where I was relying mostly, or solely I should say, the magic style, Ice Shard, I can actually use my martial style and fight these guys. You know, chi. Really? Yeah, the only reason why this fight is difficult is just because these guys have weapons. And not having a whole lot of stats at the beginning of the game means that you can't rely on healing using a deep, big pool of chi. And you can't rely on focus either to just cheese your way through a fight by slowing everybody down. I don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, oh. Rolling into enemies stuns them, giving you a free hit like that. Free combo, I should say. But you still gotta be careful about the enemies behind and to the side of the player character. There we go.
Oh, my head feels like a war drum, and the battle did not go in the Empire's favor. What happened? I was speaking with Gao, that spoiled little noisy cricket. He hit me without cause.
You're lucky to be alive. Gao murdered a student on his way to you.
That repulsive? I wish I'd known ahead of time. You know, before he hit me. Gate guards, we're an unappreciated lot. I'm sorry about that, student. I truly am.
Some guard you are. Can't protect yourself. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Do you have Dawnstar with them?
I didn't see her. He was dragging a large sack, and I asked if he needed help. He said no, just the key to the gate, and then he conjured this ball of flame around his hand. I don't really remember what happened next. I might have passed out. No one's ever threatened me before.
You ate that Hadoken like a champ, though. Yeah, some of these dialogue choices just don't make sense to me because they don't really change anything in a conversation. This is literally asking the same question in two slightly different ways. Anyways, where could he have gone?
There's only one place he could have gone if he left the village. The path leads past the fields to the swamps. What did he do? Why would he resort to attacking me just to leave the village?
He has kidnapped Dawnstar.
What? That arrogant whelp? I trust you're following him to put him in his place. Go on. Why waste time talking to me? Get moving.
This is something you don't really see a whole lot in games, where if the player character is low on health, they actually just limp or just struggle to move. Just little attention to detail like that. They didn't have to do that, but they did. Doesn't really change the gameplay in a significant way either, but it just adds to the immersion. Guard young or young guard? About to meet Shrek, man.
We crying, fool, or we... My poor Fen, what have you done to her? Who's there? More Gauss.
Oh, ow. Ow. Okay. That is not where I wanted to roll. Ow. Okay, that was embarrassing. Just make sure that the right one. There we go.
Quit crying, fool. My poor Fen, what have you done? Who's there?
There we go. Much better. Talk to you later. See what I mean? You get gems just from looting and playing the game in general. There's not really much of a reason to buy them. The same is true for buying martial styles, unless you just want to collect them all for some reason. But there's no real reason to do that either.
Gone. She's gone. They took her away, my beautiful Fen, my flower of the fields. Please, my name is Hing, and you must help me. My Fen is so delicate, she will chafe under a bandit's yoke.
So we're still in chapter 1, so I'm still gonna be nice. Slow down, tell me what happened.
We were traveling to 2 rivers. I bring goods between the farms that line the valley. I knew we were getting too close to the marshes. Why was I so foolish? Of course these thieves would strike at my beautiful Fen. I can't leave without her. They'll work her to death or eat her or worse. Can you do anything, please?
If I see her, I will do what I can.
I thank you, and my Fen will thank you when she is returned to me. My precious flower of the fields. I can't leave without her.
For anybody that's watching the VOD later, take a wild guess as to what, or rather, I think I kind of ruined it, but this Fen, right, he's talking about, take a wild guess of the kind of, yeah, I'm ruining it already. Never mind, I'm just not gonna say anything else.
I am no common bandit. I've been hunted by far worse than you. Hold your attack, young student. I am not your enemy. This was a misunderstanding.
You act like you know me. I've never seen you before.
I have tried very hard to go unnoticed, but I also need to eat. I've been on the outskirts of your village once or twice to trade goods. I saw you training. My name is Zhu. I have been called Sagacious Zhu, if you prefer a title. It's a name I share with the first emperor, Sagacious Tien.
You're not an enemy. Why are you out here?
That is a personal matter. You'll have to take my word that I'm above common robbery, if not many other things. Besides, I have already shown that I have no love for the more common kinds of filth roaming out here.
Why were you fighting Gao's mercenaries?
If you know that name, you know the type of men the family employs. I wonder, does their increased presence in the marsh have anything to do with why you are here?
Suna's disappeared under strange circumstances. Or my friend is missing. Gao the Lesser may have something to do with it. Let me just put that.
Gao the Lesser. I know the family. This is a brazen act even for them, but now I understand why their men are clearing a path through the marsh. No wonder you came out here as you did. You're looking to rescue someone. You probably gave no thought to your own safety. That is very selfless of you. I tend to think more efficiently. I did hear something about a camp. They seem to be killing bandits so they won't be disturbed. There wasn't much more. I just wanted some peace and quiet.
You must know the swamp well, because you're Shrek. No, I mean, no, I'm kidding. That's such a bad joke. Can you lead me in the right direction?
No, I'm not interested in looking for trouble. I'm sorry, but I have my reasons. As bad as this is, you're better off without my help.
You're right. You're not a bandit. You're a coward. I'll find Dawnstar on my own.
Dawnstar? I am familiar with that name. But I still can't. I've spent a long time avoiding trouble. I don't want to go looking for it now. I'm sorry. Wait. Dawnstar, your friend should not suffer because of my reluctance. A group of men went to the north. They had a large pack that was giving them trouble. That may be where their camp is. There's no way to leave the marsh in that direction. Not on foot, anyway. I will show you. It is easy to get lost.
You changed your mind when I mentioned Dawnstar. Why?
I can refuse some fool determined to get lost in the swamp, but I doubt your friend earned her fate. Gao the Lesser shouldn't get such a prize without a fair fight. Now come, we have some catching up to do. We'll find them. Like I said, they can't get out in that direction. Not on foot.
Your assistance is welcome.
I will try not to make you regret it. Your task is probably complicated enough as it is. Let's go. The main camp is to the north, but there are soldiers all around this area. If you want to find trouble, let's do it quickly.
Alright, cool. Got Geisha Zoo. Oops. I didn't mean to do that.
Your quarry has based himself in the north. There are paths right and left, but I doubt one is any safer than the other.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter which path you take. This is probably the shortest way to get there though, so let's take a long route. Get a lot more XP and gold. Gold. Silver. My bad. Silver from going this way. But before I do that, let me hit you with some knowledge. Or lore, rather. Ogres. These curious beasts are not always as dangerous as their looks might imply. Those who confront one of these hulking monstrosities should treat them with caution, however, for despite the ogre's obvious skill at making weapons and armor, they are little more than wild animals. Although ogres are typically resistant to earth and air magic, fire and ice do significant damage to them, and weapons are usually effective against their thick hides. So there's actually good reason to look into the lore of this game. Some of it's practical anyways. But yeah, besides moving, I'm in the process of going through job offers and interviews, job fairs, and so on to get hired as a teacher.
Killing outlaws yields some good silver. All I found is this troublesome creature, and she won't do a thing I say. Her last keeper trained her too well. If we can't get any work out of her, I want her cut and carved for tomorrow. If I have to be out here on Gao's little errand, at least I can be well fed. Look out! It must be more bandits! Get them! On
higher difficulties, I would not recommend having the followers fight. with the player, because they're a lot more, most anyways, are a lot more useful. Oh, when they're supporting the player through regenerating the player's chi, focus, or whatnot. There we go. But because Sagacious Zoo's support... Oh, 1 second.
Thank you for saving me. I was getting tired of catering to these fools. I thought I was saved when they killed the bandits that raided my husband's wagon, but these soldiers were no better. You have my gratitude.
You're safe now, Fen. King Seme.
Fen? You have come this far for Fen. Did Hing send you here without even mentioning my name?
Oh dear, this will be unpleasant for someone.
I am Xinghua. These animals made me cook for them, clean up their filth. And Hing sent you for the flower. I will kill him.
You aren't the flower of the fields that Hing mentioned?
No, but she is here. Oh yes, just over here. Let me present her to you. Fen, come!
Fen, my flower! You are safe. I knew this great fighter would save you. I couldn't leave without you. The cart needs your strength to pull it.
I am safe as well, Hing. Or did you forget I was missing?
Oh, there you are, my dear. I'm glad you did not come to harm.
But you are more concerned about the ox, I see.
Have either of you seen a man named Gao?
Gao? One of the soldiers said someone with that name is at a camp to the far north. Of course, he may have been speaking of someone more important. Perhaps the camp goat.
I prayed for your safe return, dear, but the cart will not move itself.
You will be lucky if I don't make you pull it while the ox rides. She is clearly important enough. Come, leave any of our stolen silver as reward for our savior. I value my own life at least that much. Someone has to.
Yes, dear.
Do I have to slaughter that thing for you to show me some attention?
No, dear.
Are you lying again?
No, dear.
Are you listening to me?
No, dear.
That joke never gets old. In fact, I'm gonna clip that quick. Might as well since we got this feature. I'll just let it do its thing. Anyways, right, so about Sakeshi's support buff, basically it allows the player character to deal extra damage with weapon styles. Since I'm not using a weapon style based build this playthrough, I'm okay with him fighting alongside me. But as I said though, on higher difficulties, the followers typically just die really quickly and just get shredded by NPCs, especially towards the late game. So they're just better off being in a more supportive role, just because when the followers are supporting the player character, enemies will ignore the followers most of the time, unless they're doing like AoE attacks or something.
It looks like the soldiers have taken control from the bandits who normally rule here. I'm not sure it's an improvement.
Let me go back and heal up. There we go. Also, if you're wondering why in the chat, in the chat room, I typed in lol twice. It's just because I was testing the stream overlay. That's the only reason why. I don't know why I opened that. All right, here we go. Whoops, wrong way. Quick save.
Look! More bandits creeping into the camp!
Nope. This guy got jumped.
What? Who? No, wait. I don't want any more trouble.
Fine, just tell me what I want to know.
Yes, I can do that. Whatever you want.
Where is Dawnstar?
Who? The woman. She got loose from the sack and ran into the cave. Would have been safer out here with us.
That cave is home to both toad demons and ogres, and both are in a foul temper from fighting over the space. Running in there is like moving from the claws to the fangs.
We refused to go after her, so Gao went himself.
Why did he kidnap Dawnstar?
I don't know. He just said it was very important that he get her tonight. He brought a few groups of us over for it. We didn't take her. We made Gao do that himself. I know we shouldn't have let him talk us into any of this, but he doubled our pay. It was just one woman. Compared to some things, well, all I'll say is that this wasn't the worst thing done by a Gao lately.
What do you mean?
Look, that's all I can say. Just let me go. I won't be any more trouble for you. If I go back to Gao's father, I'll be killed as a failure.
A reasonable punishment. Gao has some things right.
By my grandfather, I won't get in your way again. I swear.
So, unlike other RPGs, like, again, Fallout New Vegas, your actions don't really affect the ending towards the game. At least not in the way that those Western RPGs, sorry, this is a Western RPG, but in other RPGs handle it. Basically, it really just comes down to whether or not you earn Way of the Open Palm or Way of the Closed Fist points. That's really what it comes down to. And because I'm trying to follow the Way of the Closed Fist, I should kill this guy, but because I'm still not finished with chapter 1 yet, I'm not going to. So I'll make an exception for now. Get out of here. I'll follow Gao into the cave.
You are far too generous with your mercy.
Thank you. You won't see me again.
So, unlike other RPGs that BioWare's made, like Dragon Age or Knights of the Old Republic, and Jade Empire specifically, regardless of the actions the player takes, followers just won't up and leave the player until the end of the game. Only then will they actually start to leave or stay with the player based on the player's actions. But literally, you could just do the most heinous war crimes throughout most of the playthrough and not get punished for it. Yeah. Some of these containers will have traps in them. You would think that as many times as I played this game, I'd be able to tell which ones do have traps and which ones are not trapped. Booby trapped, but it honestly doesn't matter that much because you can just literally run back to a spirit fountain anyways and heal up. Unless the player is just really low on health and they activate a trap, then they'll die from said trap. But I mean, there's so many spirit and focus fountains throughout the game that it's honestly kind of unlikely to happen, really. Anyways, yeah, I'm trying to become a teacher still, and right now is hiring season. Gone through 3 of the 5 job fairs that I've been wanting to go to, so be going through that. I mean, dealing with that as well. Any other IRL events going on?
What is this? More bandits coming from the camp.
I am healed.
Right now, I'm just trying to get my coursework done in the certification program I'm in to become a teacher. So I foresee myself streaming a lot more frequently as a result. Again, I want to start early this year, but circumstances just didn't allow me to. Yeah, I just been wanting to finish this playthrough for a long time. Cause this is a really good. Okay. This is a good game. I don't want to make it sound better than it actually is, because I will admit time has not been kind to this title. It is a bit janky, and on top of that, despite the graphics looking very 2000-esque, because this game was released in the mid-2000s, it's still a good looking game, to be honest. It's colorful, you got plenty of special effects, animations, and so on. A lot of lore too, so the story is pretty interesting, as well as the world building. But the gameplay itself is pretty simple. I mean, it had to be because this title was mainly released on consoles, and only later in 2007 was it ported over to PC.
Sorry.
It's always someone else's fault, isn't it, Gao? This is your mess. I didn't make you kidnap me.
Your friend is doing a good job of frustrating Gao into carelessness. That will work in your favor, but it also means we have to follow them by a different route. Be careful. That means fresh enemies for us. These caves harbor strange creatures.
I mean, you can even see the texture is pretty... Yeah, I mean... It was 2005, man. I mean, give them a break. Oops, let's go back to Leaping Tiger.
Leaping Tiger.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I think this one's gonna explode. Yep.
I am healed.
As for what I'll be doing after I get done streaming this game, I mean, that's a long ways away because this is a pretty long game, but we'll see. I got plenty of other titles that I would like to stream, but there's some prep work I would have to do in order to get that running, get those games running. On top of that, though, I've been meaning to clean my first SSD out so I can have more space to have video footage saved onto it, but I haven't done that yet either. Yeah, all in due time.
I never had cause to enter these caves. Gao will have to pay for this inconvenience.
I mean, you just saw that toad demon try to hit me 3 times straight, and none of those hits registered at all. Kind of proving my point that the game's kind of janky. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's been ported over to the PC. These kinds of issues were prevalent even in the original Xbox release. Anyways, this is the first transformation style, so I'll be using this one from now on. So long as I have the chi, of course.
I swear, Dawnstar, my patience is running thin. No! No! Not you! Anyone but you! What are you doing here?
Chasing a fool. Did you think you could get away with this?
It seems Gao doesn't think much about anything.
I understand more than you. I did you a favor, but you are too stupid to know a good thing when you're in its grasp.
Being kidnapped was a good thing? You have an odd view of what it takes to impress a woman.
Fools! You'd be dead if it wasn't for me. Everything you have is gone. My father was seen to that.
What are you talking about, Gao?
You'll see. Death comes from above to ferret out your hidden master and his real name. Dawnstar was the only thing I wanted to save, and what thanks do I get? Nothing. So be it. I'll just kill you all and forget your pitiful little village ever existed.
What have you done, Gao?
You'll see. You've already lost no matter what happens here. You'll see. I'll make you see.
Let's sell this Gao, one-on-one.
Good. There's no Master Li to restrict how I fight. I'll kill you in time to see the red sky over your village.
About to 1v1 this guy. I don't want to destroy that spirit fountain. Oh, nice. I'll take that. Please don't roll towards the spirit fountain. I need that later. Nice.
Thank you for coming to my rescue. I'm not sure why Gao thought he would get away with this. He had to know that someone in the village would come for me, although I suspected it would be you.
I would have done the same for any of the students. This is basically a platonic choice if you don't want to romance Johnstar. And you take this one, of course, if you do.
Oh, well, your loyalty to us is very welcome. You wouldn't want this mess with Gao to disrupt our lessons. And who is this? I must thank your new acquaintance for his help as well.
Sagacious Zoo. You don't owe me anything. I just helped your young friend through the swamp.
Sagacious Zoo. Well, I am grateful. I don't know what Gao meant by saying he was doing me a favor. How could dragging me here be beneficial?
I don't know, but I think we should head back to the village.
Agreed. I want Master Li to know that we are both safe. It's too bad, though. He wanted to reach Gao. I'm sure of it. Gao just seemed to get more and more bitter. He didn't respond well to discipline. It's too bad.
So you head for the entrance. Dawnstar and I will clear the rest of the cave.
I will wait by Gao's flyer. He can't object now.
Alright, cool. And before I do anything else, let me go ahead and reassign the styles. So remap. Most support styles are pretty much useless, especially Heavenly Wave. I don't recommend using this style at all, unless you just really like relying on health pickups from the harmonic combo. But even then, though, you have to invest in speed in order to make use of it, the style to do that, so, yeah. This, whoa, I did not mean to do that. There we go. Done. Oh, actually, hold on. Let's remap it so that these switch over. Not that. And then this. There we go. Cool. Oh, wait, hold on. Get some focus as well, so there are traps in these chests. I can actually dodge it. There we go. Case in point. One of 3 meditation doctrines required to withstand the physiological demands of training the Viper fighting style. The aspirant, how do you pronounce this word, must possess and study all 3 before he or she can safely attempt to learn this unforgiving art. Viper corrupts the user's chi to achieve a toxic effect in an opponent, but if applied incorrectly, it is more dangerous to the attacker. The aspirant must train to see nerve clusters, not impact points. Ardent muscle can resist and reflect poison energy, leaving the untrained with an imbalance that can be fatal. More lore. Lore to the martial styles. I don't know why I used that one. And that should be everything back here. Yeah, okay.
What happened to Gao's men? I thought they abandoned him, but it looks like you had to fight them all. I didn't realize you took that much of a risk getting to me. Thank you.
I didn't want to fight them all. There was no real choice.
I heard Gao yelling at them to kill any bandits who might approach. I guess they wouldn't stop to ask questions. His mercenaries didn't seem too eager to follow me into the cave, though. It seemed like they were humoring him. Maybe they were his father's men. I don't... Wait. Do you hear something? There are so many. Where are they coming from?
You should be more concerned with where they are going. You may have won a victory over Gao the Lesser, but it looks like he put things in motion that have outlived him.
What? What do you mean?
These machines have weapons. They drop casks that explode on impact. There will be soldiers on the ground as well.
Was that what Gao meant? He said something about death coming from above for Master Li.
Kidnapped you so you wouldn't get caught in an attack.
It doesn't matter. We have to get back. The students, everyone will need our help.
Walk away, Dawnstar. You won't get there in time. Better to avert your eyes than see something you care about fall to ruin. Save yourself the pain.
We have to try. There has to be a way.
This machine of Gao's, do you know how to make it work? Could you fly it?
I doubt there are two people in the Empire that know how they work. It's a baffling combination of magic and artifice.
How do you know so much about it?
I've seen this kind of attack before. The tools used are different, but it's the same kind of destruction.
So you don't really know?
If you actually cared about the safety of this machine, you wouldn't be about to fly it into a swarm of enemies. What guarantee do you want? There is a handle attached to something like the reins of an ox yoke. You move it left and right, forward and back. It should swim through the air fairly smoothly.
So it's like flying a swimming ox. Well, that helps.
Will you come to help us, Zhu? You seem to have a good heart.
If you are intent on returning, I will accompany you. I've already done more than I wanted, but I could not avoid this forever.
You are an interesting person, sagacious Zhu. Your eyes hold a great sadness that is oddly familiar to me, but I don't know why.
I try to understand his trouble, but he won't let me.
Perhaps I am imagining it. We will discuss it another time. I hope we are not too late.
Cue the minigame. So now here's the top-down shooter part of the game.
We have to hurry.
Those large fires have dropped explosives. This is worse than I thought.
Town.
No! This can't be!
It is what I expected. I'm sorry you had to see this.
I saw the smoke from the air, but I didn't think it would be so bad. Everyone is gone.
We'll find survivors. There has to be someone left.
I hope you were right. Master Li wouldn't let this happen, not without a fight.
Do what you can together. We will meet in the heart of your school.
Let's go ahead and level up. The investing points into my new, I should say. Old demon. Style. Stop. Damage, of course. And then chi reduction. And a little chi damage too. Why not? I'll still be mostly investing points into the martial style for now. Just because it will take some time to build up enough chi. Or spirit points, I should say. To reliably use the transformation styles. I like how I clicked on clip that in my stream tools setting, and it's still loading the clip that I wanted to make about like half an hour ago. It's fine, it's whatever. Old Ming is dead. Better than Elvis. If you get that reference.
No. It's all gone. Why did Gao's father do this? Why are his men here?
I hate this. There's no challenge in killing simple peasants.
They said no survivors, so there better be no survivors.
I know, but who is this for? Whoever's really giving the orders must be influential.
Do you want to ask Gal the Greater? No. So quit yapping and make sure there's no survivors. Looks like we have a few more peasants to put down.
Let's just make it quick.
Sleeping seed.
Let's do this. Nice. That was fast.
The school, burning. Every spring, I planted flowers, one for each student. Now everyone is gone. Don't let it be true.
Keep going! There are others in the school! I'll look to the villagers and save as many as I can. Go!
Toad demon form.
Nice. Save, since it's gonna be a tough fight.
What is this? We missed a couple of these pitiful students? This is like crushing ants. There's no end to you people.
Ants. That's all their lives were to you?
Why have you done this?
The same question all the others asked. You'll get the same answer, too. Men! Gal the Greater wants this village cleared. Get the job done. Toad Demon Fork.
Ooh. Nice. Get the health power up. Yes. Nice. Oh, I thought that was it. My chi build up a bit. Ow. Alright, screw this. Ow. Come on, man. Ugh. I'm probably gonna have to save my chi. Probably not a good idea to use the Toad Demon style in this fight.
What is this? We missed a couple of these pitiful students? This is like... Leaping Tiger.
Not for these guys. Come on. There we go. No. Nice.
There were so many. Everywhere. And fire from the skies.
Shh. We've chased off all of Gao's men. He'll be safe now.
No, they came later. First there were fighters in black. With fists you could hardly see. She told them where to attack and they turned like one mind. One purpose. Except for the one. He stood alone. His armor so black. Black like a hole in the earth. So deep you can't get out.
You'll be all right. Just be still.
I tried so hard. I'm sorry.
Wu said... He said there was no warning. Just calm skies and then fire from above. He organized the students, but they were overrun. Master Li was taken when it began. He went without a fight, giving them what they wanted. But afterwards, the students... they were killed anyway.
The Lotus Assassins. They leave no one alive to tell the tale. People fear the unknown. For Gao the Greater to have them as allies is troubling. The figure your friend spoke of is Death's Hand, the leader of the Lotus Assassins. This student was strong to live as long as he did.
Why would they come here? Where did they take Master Li?
The Lotus Assassins answer to Death's Hand alone. He would not appear unless this was important. He usually acts behind the scenes. I don't know why they were so intent on taking your Master Li, but they never attack without purpose.
Master Li told me that he was the Emperor's brother. Gao ever heard?
That's not possible. Sun Li, the glorious strategist, was the Emperor's brother and the head of the Imperial Army. Your Master Li cannot be him.
Why not?
Because he can't. Sun Li was declared a traitor to the Empire 20 years ago. The Emperor himself accused him of killing the third brother, Prince Qin. And besides, the glorious strategist would not have made such mistakes.
What mistakes?
Revealing himself for one. For another, he would have known that giving himself up would not save your students.
If Death's Hand is as vicious as you say, he had to try something.
The glorious strategist would know his enemy, and if anything is true about Lotus Assassins, it's that they don't leave survivors. I should know. I was one.
That explains your own willingness to come here. You recognized a familiar tactic.
It doesn't matter.
No, he is right to question me. I'm accustomed to such suspicion.
It doesn't matter. Whoever you are, whatever you were, you did not do this, and you do not have our master. We need to decide what to do. When we know where we are going, when we have a plan, then we can talk about who knows what.
We must find where they took Master Li and rescue him.
I doubt I could change your resolve even if I wanted to. Perhaps I can at least try to point you in a productive direction. If you wish to pursue this, we should head to the heart of the Empire, the Imperial City.
Master Li may have old friends who could help us there.
He may have old enemies, too. I suspect our true adversary is someone even more powerful than Gao the Greater.
You know a lot. We will have to talk about the source of that knowledge.
That's a nice way of saying we still don't trust you.
Make whatever judgment you wish. I assure you, I have already made worse.
Let's go. I don't want to be here. I want to go where I can actually make a difference.
That is a very common desire. The hardest to achieve, but very common. Come, let's see if we can get Gao the Lesser's contraption in the air again. It won't be stable enough to get to the Imperial City, but we might reach the trading village of Tian's Landing. All trade routes lead to the heart of the Empire. If we are lucky, we can find someone to give us passage. If we're lucky.
So you do get choices on whether or not you want to play it through the airship minigame or not. You only really get, I think, XP for playing the minigame. So it's really, I wouldn't say it's a superfluous decision, but nonetheless, though, it is good practice if you want to upgrade the airship for later levels, or chapters, I should say, in the game. And you don't necessarily have to kill all the enemy airships, but killing as many as possible, of course, helps the chances of survival. The Radiant Aura, by the way, is not a shield that protects a player from damaging bullets and projectiles. Instead, it acts as a it destroys whatever airships crash into the player.
That was quite the crash. I wouldn't have left the marsh had I known we were headed for such a spectacular landing. It's a miracle we all survived unharmed. We did all survive, didn't we?
I'm fine. Dawnstar, are you okay?
I'm okay too. A little shaken up is all.
We were lucky. Only a fool braves the air currents without a proper wind map. You can't navigate the skies without them. Not safely, anyway.
Then I guess we're grounded until we find a wind map.
So where are we going to find a wind map of this region? We can't follow Master Li's captors without one.
Things are even worse than that. Look at our flyer. Even if we had a wind map, this thing won't take to the air again.
So we just need, so we need to find a wind map and a new flyer.
You make it sound so simple. Flyers and wind maps are rare things, even in the Imperial City. Out here, they're all but unknown.
Gao and his pirates used flyers
Hey,
to attack 2 rivers,
junkyard
and the
dog.
Lotus assassins who took Master Li had them too.
Same.
Somebody around here must know something about them.
Just been really busy IRL, but glad to be able to stream again. Although I must regret saying that I am planning on ending the stream soon, but I'll probably do so another 5 or 10 minutes. Because I gotta do something real quick. Also, I think I'll stream again later tonight once I'm done. But yeah, man, good to see you too. I know, I'm sorry. Duty calls though. Just can't ignore responsibilities just because of this and that. But yeah, man. It just feels good to be doing this again. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, gaming is normally a method of escapism for most people, but at least with streaming anyways, it has also the additional benefit of just letting me talk about things. So, there's that. Don't worry, Dunstar. I'll find a way to get us flying again.
I'm sorry to get upset, but every second we're stuck here, Master Li gets farther away from us.
We're near Tien's Landing. It's a small village, but maybe someone there knows where we can find a new flyer. If nothing else, I remember a clearing suitable for a camp. And if we can't find a flyer, we can always follow on foot. To the south of the village is a forest. A trade route leads through it to the Imperial City. The village is across the bridge and beyond a large marker stone. Look for the giant rock with a painting of a fish on it, and you'll know you're heading in the right direction.
Let's get moving. Dunstar, come with me.
Very well. I'll wait here for now. It's not so different from the marsh, actually. More of an impending sense of doom. But that could just be your influence.
We should get going. There has to be a better place for us to rest than this. Let's go.
Alright, finally finished with chapter 1. And that means I get to flip my personality like a light switch. From then here on out, I'll be following the way of the closed fist, and that means any related actions and or conversation speech checks involved with getting those points. With my grandmother in from out of state to spend the Mother's Day weekend with us. Oh, that's really nice, man. Yeah. How was the trip though? Because I've been wanting to also go out of country to visit some relatives too, but you know, let me put it this way: it's just been getting hard to do that lately. Wherein the fall of Dirge is detailed, the woman in black speaks of Death's hand, and Gao the Greater learns the fate of his son. Two Rivers is in ruins, and Master Li has been taken captive. It is clear that this attack was carefully orchestrated, and that shadowy forces have taken an interest in you and those around you. Leaving your home of 20 years, you set out after Death's hand and his Lotus assassins, intent on discovering the reasons behind this assault. Cool. Quick save, and then save. Good. Cool. It's kind of mellowing out. But yeah, I mean, I know for earlier this month, Cinco de Mayo and such, I've just been thinking about my relatives. So I'm sure a lot of people have been doing the same for their mothers. Let me think. I want to say, besides moving and such, I don't think I've done anything for Mother's Day yet, but I think I'll just do a dinner. So that normally I do anyways. Mother's Day weekend. That's very, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say you get similar merchandise from Easter Sunday in that respect, because you get a lot of flowers and flora. There's also candy as well. So that's why I don't really go with the whole gift route in terms of getting merchandise like that. I'd rather just do dinner instead at a particular place that my mother likes to go eat. I'm trying to think though. Flying overseas is not overseas, just air travel in general, because I remember just seeing an airline a few days ago in the sky. Last time I heard that was an issue for most people. That was back in December of last year because of the issues with I don't remember which company it was, but there was one particular series of flights that just kept having scheduling issues. I'm glad that you didn't have to deal with that, junkyard dog. That's I guess those issues just got resolved or aren't really a big deal anymore. Grandmother though. I don't remember last time seeing my grandmother. Probably, what, 2 years ago? I think so. But that was before she passed away.
Do you feel that? Something is here. Something that hates the living.
Purchased a round trip ticket back in March, so I planned ahead. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just the way to do it nowadays. Round trip ticket back in March. I'm assuming that with the round trip ticket, you don't have to buy 2 different tickets just to get to home and, to the destination and back home. I think. I've never personally have flown. I know one of my other relatives has, but I do mostly just road trips, even across borders. Nothing against flights, it's just that road trips are just much more convenient. I'm glad that it worked out well for you. Yeah, I planned ahead. This was like several months. March, so May, that's 2 months at a time. Which means that whatever issues that were going on with the flights last year must have gotten resolved within like the first 2 months of this year. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Ah, hold on, wait. Okay. Purchase was done as a round-trip flight, so they fall under the same record cater with the airline. If it was done separately, it would be treated as 2 transactions of 2 records. I see, yeah, so you just did that out of convenience, and that's how they do it now. I don't know, maybe they've always done it like that, I don't know. Like I said, I've never flown before, so I just assumed that you would always have to get a ticket to and fro, just to get back home. But that means that you essentially have to save up enough for boat trips in that case. But since you planned it for 2 months. Yeah, you pretty much had that. Had all that ready to go. Ow. Alright. Okay, let's try it again. I think what I want to do is I want to get to at least Tian's Landing and then end the stream.
Do you feel that?
Oh. Ow.
You fell from the sky, but despite the maddened spirits here, you will benefit. A spirit monk was here long ago, fleeing the destruction that orphaned you. He carried a piece of your amulet. It was separated, broken apart, so your enemies could not find it easily. You have the first piece. It trains your abilities now. The second piece fell here with its minder, hidden until waters receded. A guardian protects it, waiting to test and serve you. The third piece awaits discovery in a distant lair. These 3 pieces are physical, but there is one more. It cannot be found, only earned. This final piece is all that will save you in the end.
Are you all right? You fell over after the fight. There was something here, but I couldn't see it clearly.
The vision, the same creature I saw in the spirit in the cave. Oh, sorry, I saw in the spirit cave in school.
You saw a vision? Strange that I could not make it out. Strong spirits are usually quite clear to me. Please tell me if you have any more. We shouldn't stay here. It isn't safe. There's so much pain and suffering in this place that I can barely think. What did Zeus say again? A clearing near Tian's Landing across the bridge in south? It sounds simple enough. Lead the way and I'll follow.
Cool. I honestly don't know what's worse though. Security at an airport or border patrol. Because nowadays though, you have to go through several checkpoints just to get up to border patrol. Basically, you can't even, I think, go through, I believe, actually, never mind. I don't remember the exact distance between the checkpoints, but all I know is that those checkpoints didn't used to be there in the early 2000s just to get out of the state. I mean, out of the country. States, I should say. From what I've heard, though, from other people, I'm probably gonna die. I really hope I saved. Please tell me I saved before that fight. The airport security, from what I understand, they pretty much question you about every aspect of your life just to get your bags in before you even get on the flight. Which, don't get me wrong, I completely understand why it's not a big deal to me, because, again, I don't personally fly over to anywhere, but I hear it's pretty uncomfortable and inconvenient for a lot of people. Really? There we go. At least with road trips, you can just bring whatever food you want and just eat whenever you want to. I don't think food served in airplanes is all that much better. That used to be the running joke back then, growing up in the 2000s. Airplane food was pretty bad. I don't know if that's changed at all. Oops, I meant to quick save. I mean, sure, you got restrooms in airplanes as well, but unless someone's, well, like I said, I don't know. I just don't know. I just go off based off of what I hear from other people and what I see on media. Because I think one of the best things about traveling, for me anyways, is the fact that you get to stop at different cities and go to different gas stations and diners, little roadway diners and such, just to pick up stuff and eat pretty good food too. Local food. Guess it is the same high meals. I ate plenty of airplane food last year when I went overseas. Yeah, but I guess the food really hasn't changed that much, because as far as I know, besides peanuts and other freeze-dried foods or roasted foods, I wouldn't think that they would be able to have some sort of cooking, or not cooking, but some sort of heating element, like a stovetop or even like an electric burner to cook food. At least have something like that, like a little electric burner. But I think that would just burn up, I mean, not burn up, but that would use up a lot more fuel just to operate something like that. Oh yeah, and jet lag. That's another thing that I hear about people experiencing from flights. From what I understand, jet lag pretty much causes people to have some sort of temporary insomnia. And once they get off the flight, they pretty much finally crash and want to do nothing but sleep. It's not something that, again, road trips you have to deal with. You can just sleep whenever you want. You just gotta park your vehicle or RV to the side. I mean, with especially road trips, if you go to a small town, there are still hotels you can go to, or little motels that you just stop by and sleep. But when it comes to sleeping on an airplane, I mean, I don't imagine it being very comfortable, but unless you get like first class seats or something. But even then though, since you're in the air, I don't know if this is true for all people, but doesn't the altitude also affect some people's sense of time, like their biological clock or something? I could just be like making stuff up at this point, but when you're that high up in the air, it can be a lot harder to. Well, no, because the sun's right there when it's up. Never mind. Nah, do you like firearms?
Death's Hand should know better to send his minions out
I like knives, but I don't have enough experience with firearms. I know some of the models, to your generic ones like MP40s, AK-47, stuff like that. SPAS 12s. I think SPAS 12s are something that I would actually like to learn to use, but besides that, though, I've always thought about getting a Glock, just because, from what I understand, they're pretty easy to get. Or not easy to get. they're pretty common to get, let me put it that way. As far as I know, even if you get a used one from a pawn shop, they're pretty well maintained. Besides that, though, been wanting to get one, yes. Common and easy to use, yeah. From what I understand, though, I don't know if police officers do get issued Glocks. I think they get something else. Can't remember what it's called. I don't think it's called. I don't think it's a Colt. Colt 1911s, I believe, something like that. But I don't think that's it. I think it's something else. I think it's something along those lines, though. But yeah, either a Glock from me or a pump action shotgun, like a Spaz 12. That'd be something I'd be interested in. I don't really think carrying around an actual automatic rifle is necessary for me. Mostly because I would have no real use for it. I know I did actually have an employer who talked with me about his he goes hunting with his friends, right? So he normally uses bolt action rifles and carbines to go hunting boars and elk and stuff like that. Depends on the police station or sheriff's department. Nothing is standard because it's up to what they want to have and service. Usually someone is in charge of researching that. Yeah, it also depends on the budget, I assume, too. Basically, those officers just get handed whatever the station can offer. They don't really have much in the way of that. That's basically from what I understand. I don't know if that's actually true, but I'm pretty sure the officers themselves can just save up enough money to buy their own particular model or weapon of their choice. But yeah, if they want to get something specific, I assume that they're just going to have to save up on their own and get it. But, I mean, I hate to say it, but in the States, that's not really that difficult to do. But yeah, semi-automatic rifles, the only reason why I know some of those is just because of, like I said, my recent employer who usually goes hunting. But I haven't been out to hunt yet. But if I ever did have a firearm, it would just mostly be used for hobby-related purposes. I wouldn't really... I can't think of an actual specific reason why I would have it otherwise. At least with knives, they're just practical. I'm always having a reason to cut something. Whether it be packages, whether it be hardware like rope or zip ties, things of that nature. I always needed a knife, but I can't think of a practical reason why I would have a gun other than just to go to the shooting range and blow off some steam. I do not follow this hand. Oh wait, never mind, I forgot. Way to close fist. Get out of my way, you won't delay my revenge.
Don't waste your last breath on lies. I didn't get there in time to help anyone, but I saw you lead the massacre in Two Rivers. Clearly you were involved. Death's hand went too far in ordering its destruction, and Gao the Greater sought to profit from it. My retribution will end with them, but it will begin with you.
Leaping tiger.
Ooh. Oh. No, please, not. Quit blocking my attacks. I use knives and cutting blocks because I opened so many. Still it. The get box cutter using razor. Yeah, I do too, but ever since I left the company that I used to work for about like back at the end of April, I believe. No, it was March. Yeah. At the end of March, earlier this year, I've just been using my knife just because I don't have a reason to cut more than a few boxes at a time. I do agree a box cutter is just much better for that reason, but even then though, back when I was working for the company, I would have to cut zip ties, rope, and even trying to think what else. Sometimes even, I kid you not, I think it was the plastic tips of caulk tubes as well, because we dealt with mostly hardware. So things of that nature, that's pretty much why I always use knives now. But guns, on the other hand, though, I want one, but I don't have an immediate need to get one right now, so I'll still have to do more research. I will say this though, I find it hilarious that you can get an airsoft gun. Ow, come on, man. You can get an airsoft gun, an airsoft pistol, mind you, that costs 200 bucks, and it would cost the same as an actual pistol, a real pistol that fires real bullets. I find that really hilarious. Because I actually did want to start off getting airsoft guns just to have something I can use to practice my aim, you know, safely, of course, if I didn't want to go to a shooting range. But the fact of the matter is that an airsoft gun costing $200 costs just as much as an actual Glock, a fresh one on top of that, not a used one. So I just didn't see any point getting an airsoft gun after that. The thing I hate is that there is more control in the size of the knife you can have compared to the type of firearms you can own. Yeah, and I think that's usually related to the well, one, knife related laws in my local area are pretty lenient, so long as it's not longer than a particular length. It really doesn't matter what design or shape the blade is. But yeah, when it comes to firearms though, there's a lot more stricter laws regarding that. I don't know if it's applicable towards every state, but at least in the state that I live in anyways, the knife law is pretty lenient, because you don't even have to conceal your knife at all. You can just openly carry it. Feels easier to keep a firearm at times. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not gonna disagree on that because I don't know. At least with firearms anyways, I know for a fact that I can't go grocery shopping with that. Of course, because most stores and public locations don't allow for firearms, but at least with a knife, for some reason I can walk into any grocery store I want with a knife, a pocket knife, and just not have it anyone notice, because I can literally just hide in my pocket and such. I know for revolvers and pistols, I've had some coworkers that concealed those, and conceal them very well, by the way, and you wouldn't even be able to tell, and they just go shopping like that. But again, no, I don't know what they would have to do in order to get that to happen. Because they don't show me their actual, they don't show me the actual holster, they don't show me the gun. The only thing I've had, they've showed me was just one of their revolver rounds, but that's it. I want to keep a Kabar, not have it. I cannot have it. Basically, whoa. I'm hoping if I just corner her, she's not gonna have it. Never mind. I forgot. Some bosses in this game will just ignore your attacks. Even if you have them in hit stun, they're still gonna continue to attack you out of it. Which is stupid, but you know, that's just the way this game works. Come on. Should have her this time. no. Quit doing that. There we go. Got it.
The way you move.
Realistically, would someone intend to commit a crime? Going to
Perhaps, but you are better than I expected. You might even beat me if I allowed such insolence. You are too skilled to be just a hireling. Death's Hand would view such ability outside his assassins as dangerous, and Gao the Greater prefers his servants docile.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure about either situation. Kabar, that's the, trying to remember. That's the knife design that's, I think it has a bend in the blade, right? It bends at a 45 or 22 degree angle, if I remember correctly. Either that or I'm thinking of the brand. What's the name of that brand? No, I think I'm right. I think that's just a brand name, right? I can't remember. It's been a while since I bought a knife. I just got a true blade knife from one of my coworkers and haven't had a reason to buy another one since. The other, what's it called? My, I want to look it up. It's bothering me that I don't remember this. Hold on. Let's see. Come on. Think. It's a knife that you see in CSGO. I can't remember, I don't know why I can't remember the name of the knife right now, but basically it's the curved talon-like blade that you see in CSGO. I'm trying to remember it right now, but that was the first knife I bought, I believe from... Man, I cannot believe it. I can't remember the name of the company either. I literally bought it 2 years ago too, so it's slipping my mind right now, but... Oh, man, CSGO knife. Karambit, that's right, Karambit. That was the first knife design I actually bought, and I don't recommend getting one. They're pretty trash in my opinion. Hence why I just went with the clip point that my coworker gave me instead when I asked her for it for a Christmas present anyways. Let's see, knife popularized in World War II by the Marine Corps. Right. Let me check, because I'm pretty sure that's the name of the brand too, right? K-Bar. Because I remember looking up that, yeah, that is the name of the, yeah, I checked this, this online store out. K-Bar knives, yeah. Because they do have World War II, esque knives. Straight edge, USMC, Turok, Hunter knives. Yeah, the thing is that I would have gotten a K-Bar knife, but because they were wanting, I think, even on sale, they were wanting like $110 for a K-Bar knife, and we're talking like regular, I think 5.5-inch blade. But it wasn't foldable though, if I remember correctly. That was the biggest reason why I didn't get it, was just because it required me to clip the sheath onto my belt, and at the time I didn't have a really good belt to allow the sheath to clip onto it. Don't get me wrong, I like fixed blades, fixed handled blades, but if you're a guy like me who struggles to get a decent leather belt for the sheath to clip onto, then you're pretty much gonna have to go with the folding knife. Yeah, most of the K-bar knives are around 150 bucks. I think the true knife I got costed around like 22 bucks, and the karambit I got costed on sale anyways was about like 55, but the original price was 75. But yeah, I do think that the old school military grade knives are pretty good. It's just that they're above my, budget range for now. I'll get one eventually though. But they're pretty good. I'm going to end the stream here, by the way. And after this conversation ends, because my head's starting to hurt, and I really gotta get something to eat and get that thing done. It's been what, like 2 hours now? Yeah. Let me just go ahead and fix this up. Okay, you still doing artwork? I'm surprised you're asking about that, because I remember I mean, if you check my DeviantArt account, which I believe I still have tagged onto my Twitch and Twitter accounts and all that, basically I said that I quit doing that. I checked it. Yeah. So nothing new. Okay. Let me give you the TLDR short of it. Basically, I quit being an artist just because I got tired of getting angry while doing it, while making art, just because I didn't have a good college experience in the art program. I especially didn't like the studio art program in general. Not that I didn't like the people in it. Most of the people were cool, but I just straight up they basically grinding me, and that's all I'll say about it. I don't want to make this into a long rant. So basically every time I grab my drawing tablet, I get really angry whenever I start doing anything art related, drawing, painting, and so on. And I've been trying to pick it up again every now and then to see if things changed, if I finally got over it and such. Angry, yeah. Basically, I my college experience was let's just say it's not anything like what you see in the movies and such. And ever since then, I've been harboring a lot of angry feelings towards the university experience I had, especially in the art program. And I had to do a lot of projects related to drawing and painting and sculpting and all that. So hence, that's why I quit being an artist. I just got tired of feeling that way every time I did a drawing stream. So there's that. Now, I did say that I might come back to it if either people ask for it or if I'm up to it. But, that was kind of my, at the time anyways, I was thinking at the time that maybe I'm just being a little too irrational and thinking that, I'm getting too emotional and maybe I had to calm down and not like do something so drastic. But later on, I pretty much just, even if someone asked me to, I don't think I would do it. It just let me put it this way. When I was working for my last company and I had to mix paint for customers, I can't tell you how many times I visibly had my hands shaking in rage every time I got a little paint stuck on my hands. It sounds ridiculous, but I just don't like being an artist. I just don't. And I think that's mostly because of my experience in the studio art program back in college. So kind of weird to say it, especially when you think of art making or artists. They're pretty chill people and such for the most part. But yeah, I mean, I don't do drawing content anymore. I've been trying to sketch and such since I'm trying to become an art teacher, but I just can't bring myself to do it sometimes. I'll start, drawing a bit, get into a foul mood and then just stop. And then won't pick it back up for another week. I know where you're coming from. I have a bachelor's degree, I mean, you know, there's some things that I could have done to make the experience easier or less stressful, but overall though, I just can't seem to get over it. So I mean, if you really do want me to draw, I mean, I'll do it, since not just because, you know, someone's asking me to, but because I'm going to become an art teacher anyways. I've been thinking that I need to do it anyways, because if nothing else, I need to prove to the other staff members and the principals that I know what I'm talking about. I'm able to do what I'm preaching, or not preaching, but teaching the students to do, as far as how to draw, how to paint, how to sculpt, how to throw clay on a wheel and all that. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't even want to be an art teacher. I just want to be, I really want to be a science teacher, right, or a math teacher. But the fact is that the program I'm in right now, and the state I live in, the state government, requires me to teach the same field that I got my degree in. And unfortunately, that means that since I have a bachelor's in fine arts, I therefore can only teach art. But and there's a silver lining, right? I can technically take some exams to teach science and math anyways, but at the moment though, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. It is up to you, but it was interesting because I never watched any other stream with artwork. When you initially, because of some game you're streaming after following to be able to chat there. Saw you making knuckles. Yeah, I mean, that honestly is probably my best digital work that I've done, which is funny because when you think of people drawing Sonic fan art, that's you get a lot of good talent from that, which is, you know, not something you would normally see in a fine arts program at a college or an art school. But yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that, and this is what I posted on Twitter too, technically I should be still making art, even if I don't consider myself an artist, just based off of the career that I'm about to get myself into. But at the same time though, it's not the field at which I wanted to teach in the first place, because I wanted to be a scientist originally when I was in college. You know, one thing after another, I made some poor decisions and I ended up getting myself into the art program. And I'm hoping that through this teaching career, I can work my way back into getting back into the science programs and becoming a scientist anyways, by teaching science. Get my foot in the door in that respect, but we'll see if that happens. Let me put it to you this way. It's I'm warming up to the idea of going back. And I really am, mostly because, if nothing else, it makes me wonder exactly what my potential could have been, as far as my ability to produce works and such. Because I've always entertained the idea of making a portfolio, a digital portfolio, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to make any promises like I used to back when I first started streaming. I just stopped doing that. So I don't promise to make art related content, but at the same time though, even though I did say I was going to quit in the past, and I technically did, I may go back to it. Maybe. Right now though, I need to work on my papers for my program, and get hired to be an art teacher in the first place, because what's the point of doing all that if doesn't mean anything. Here's another thing too that I find funny, since we're on this topic. Art related content I've noticed has been being produced by YouTubers and streamers a lot more abundantly recently. I don't know if it's just because it's a response to AI art generation or image generation, but nonetheless, though, I just keep seeing more and more of that type of content being in my YouTube feed. So, I don't know. We'll see. All I know is that I am definitely wanting to change my field of study from the fine arts to the sciences and maths. Because I know for a fact that I still want to be a scientist, and I want to teach science. I want to teach math because I am passionate about it, much more so than drawing or painting. I do literally math problems at home, in my free time. I'm learning to code GD script and Godot 4 now. Learn to code a 3D platformer. What else? I stay in touch with Science Magazine and stuff that the Hubble telescope picks up, NASA as well, NASA's activities, stuff like that. That stuff interests me, not so much the what's going on with the Museum of Modern Art and all that. I just can't bring myself to care. And it's funny because when I talk to the teacher recruiters for the districts that I'm applying to become an art teacher, I know for one of the recruiters, they literally quizzed me on some of the artists and artworks that she knew anyways, that she thought that I should know, that, going into this field during my interview with her, or her screening anyways. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually had to do some research on that stuff because I did not remember any of it. Even though I'd passed the continuity exam for art to get that part of the program out of the way, if you literally held a gun to my head and asked me about so-and-so artwork or so-and-so artist, more than likely, I'm not going to know anything about it or remember it. And this is coming from a guy who has a minor in art history, who took, I want to say, somewhere between 4 to 6 art history courses. And even then, right now, in my teacher certification program, I'm having to write papers related to state artists and art movements and such. But I just can't bring myself to care enough to remember any of that. Look, I'm not going to put down anybody that wants to be an artist. Obviously, that would be a conflict of, not a conflict of interest, but it would be counterproductive of me becoming an art teacher, right? Obviously, if I'm becoming an art teacher, I, wanting my students to become artists and such. More power to anybody that does want to be an artist nowadays, right? I got nothing against artists themselves or artworks or the fine arts or anything like that. I personally just don't want anything to do with it anymore. I just don't. And like I said, I think it just mostly has to do with the fact that my experience in the college studio art program has influenced my perspective on that. So anyways, I don't want to spend any more time ranting about this. It's not good for anybody. And on top of that, when I'm much more calmed down and got something to eat, I'll probably talk about it a little bit more level-headed, more calmly and rationally and such. But as of right now, though, I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to pass out from hunger. But But I do appreciate you, Junkyard Dog, for still being interested in it. At least just asking about it, because I want to say that's I think the second time someone's asked me about anything related to that. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I make no promises, but we'll see. Yeah, I do appreciate the fact that you remember my Knuckles drawings too. It's funny because I was thinking about deleting that entire DeviantArt account. I guess I made the right decision, just leave it there. Thing is though, with the way these AI image generation bots are collecting images off of platforms like DeviantArt, Twitter, Instagram, and so on, I guess it doesn't matter whether or not I leave it up there, because at this point, it's going to be, those images are going to be reused anyways. So someone's going to see it again eventually, or someone's going to see it eventually. But yeah, being a professional artist or animator and such is not something that I just don't imagine myself being in the future. And again, I don't have anything against anyone that does want to be an artist or anything like that. It's just not for me. So let me go ahead and finish this conversation. Who are you? Why do you fight the Lotus Assassins?
Death's Hand may be our common foe, but the enemy of my enemy is not necessarily my friend. You chase a great evil, larger than you realize. Leave and you may survive. Others have tried to face Death's Hand, but were destroyed, as Two Rivers was.
I will pursue them both. I am not afraid.
A trait of fools, and perhaps the occasional hero. I also seek answers from Death's Hand and his minions. If you truly oppose him, you will need to find your way to the Imperial City. Of course, only the Lotus Assassins can come and go as they please, thanks to Gao. Travel routes by land and water are blocked, but they use wind maps and flyers to further their goals here and in the surrounding forest. Perhaps, if you are capable, we will meet again. I wish you good luck, but you will need far more than that to survive. Farewell.
Alright, cool. Alright, I was gonna have to do it for now. Oh man, my stomach hurts. I used to be a lot more involved in art when I was in middle school and early high school. Then I gave it up until I started messing around in Microsoft Paint. At the time, I was just doing it for fun. I'd like to see my trash artwork for Microsoft Paint. Yeah, just for, I want to say confidentiality. Let me think. Because I remember I had someone else link me images of their PC rigs, and I'm wondering if we could just do it like that. Now, I would take a look at your artwork. Let me put it this way. I do want to see your artwork. Sorry, I'm not thinking straight. Yeah, I want to see it. Let me do this. There we go. Yeah, just go ahead and send a link to, there it is. Okay. Yes. Oh, nice. Yeah, I used to draw guns too, and then back in middle school, and I remember the only reason why I stopped was just because one of the school campus officers was visiting the math class that I was attending at the time, and I was drawing the guns in my notebook. He walked over my desk, saw what I was drawing, and he told me, you know, you got to be careful what you draw, because you could anger someone, or better yet, get yourself in trouble. But he was cool about it for the most part. Nice though, nice. I mean, when it comes to MS Paint, I don't know if you did all this with a mouse, but definitely though, this is really impressive nonetheless. You do have a good sense of anatomy. You got form. I did it with the basic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really impressive. Because people like to think that when you have to get into, I mean, when you want to get into digital art, that you need a really fancy drawing tablet with the actual monitor on the tablet itself, and you gotta use, Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop and all that. You don't need any of that. So, yeah, this is really good work, man. Because you understand the form of the skull. You've got the level of the collarbone connected to the shoulders. That's also really well displayed. Arm shapes too. You got the wrinkles of the jeans there. And I like the fact that you colored in the background on some of these so that there's a lot more sense of positive space because of that. And lots of Control Z. Yeah, I mean, that is the biggest, I want to say one of the biggest differences between digital art and traditional media or physical mediums. You can't undo water paint once you set it. I mean, you could cover it over, don't get me wrong, but you could also do that with most other physical media as well as digital art. But to actually undo something as simple as putting too much charcoal on Reeves BFK paper, you can't really do that as cleanly as you can in digital art. So I remember, I want to say the early 2010s, I remember hearing a lot of complaints from physical artists or artists that use physical mediums complaining about the fact that digital artists cheat, quote unquote, cheat with Control Z with the undo button, and just kind of showed how, I guess, insecure, let's put it that way, insecure they are about their own skills, because it's not cheating. It's just something that you can do with the tools, right? The first one really is terrible. It is. Like I said, you got a really good sense of anatomy because the shoulders are completely level from each other. You got the correct arm shapes. You even have a good sense of foreshortening with the fists and the fingers. Believe me, I've seen on Reddit anyways, plenty of beginners who just don't really get anything like this. And the fact that you did it with a mouse too just shows that you've got some natural talent, man. You really do. The leg, orientated between each other. And none of this is transparent. You got everything colored in with some sort of hue so that it's all solid. And again, the guns are really, really well done. A lot of attention to detail there. I mean, I don't know how you feel about posting this somewhere like Pinterest or, I mean, even Reddit's actually not a bad place to post artwork on either. But that's the thing that I posted on Twitter about, and this is the kind of question that I want to know the answer to: is are people willing to upload art online nowadays? And this includes physical artists too, or artists that use traditional physical mediums. Because at this point, like, and this is what I was questioning with myself over. Even if I were to go back and make a digital portfolio, would I realistically upload it nowadays? Regardless of the platform I upload it onto. And I think for me anyways, the answer is no. No one. I just don't really think it's worth having some AI image generation bot taking what I spent hours on and simply letting someone else just type a few words in and recreating that same image. So yeah, but yeah, this is great work, man. If we can do that. No, I gotta start an account. All right, I'll do that later. Yeah, but the funny thing is that when I was in grad school back in 2019 and 2020, I warned my art teacher classmates about this issue that's going to come up. I told them that this was going to happen. I mean, they kind of either scoffed at me, laughed a bit, or just looked utterly confused. But, you know, I mean, we're at the point of no return now. I warned them that this was going to happen, so, you know. That's just something I'm going to have to deal with as well. Just trying to convince students to care about making art when nowadays you can just go onto a website and, you know, type something up and then it'll spit out an image for you. I'll figure it out though. I've got to. But yeah, thanks for showing me that, man. All right, I'm gonna head out. Yeah, I know I haven't finished that outro image, but we'll see if I do. This was great. This was good. Yeah. I miss this. I really did. I really do miss this. And for now, though, I don't see myself being unable to do this. So I'll either continue this later tonight or pick this back up again tomorrow. Yeah, it was good talking to you, Junkyard Dog. Yeah, until next time. Peace.